Let me get my yawn out of the way. Okay.
God, there's always a yawn. Jeepers. Hey, everybody, welcome back to season 2 of SeraCast. My name is Tess, and I am the co-owner of Seraphim, and
I'm Delicate Bee Flower, and I am the other co-owner of Seraphim. So check us out if you're not familiar with Seraphim, seraphimsl.com. Also make sure that you like and subscribe this video. We're back for season 2, so we're going to be bringing these to you every week for the next 12 weeks, every Friday.
We have so much exciting stuff this season planned.
I know. I'm really looking forward to this season. We're changing things a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're going to
But it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. We're going to be including people from outside of Seraphim who are like influential in Second Life to join us and talk a little bit and play some games and just kind of hang out.
Cool. So we're starting each week with a discussion of what's going on in Second Life, what's news, what's happening. And there's been quite a lot.
One of the things that rolled out that everyone's kind of talking about is the Premium Plus. So if you're not aware of this, Premium Plus includes like extra groups, no upload fees. What else is in there? There's a bunch of stuff.
You get $15 name changes. You have more land, don't you? Don't you get like a 1024? Mm-hmm. No, 2048 instead of 10. I don't know, but you get extra land tier. You get a bigger stipend.
Yeah.
Each week. You get, I think the free uploads and the group space is the big thing for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It definitely seems to be aimed towards the creator community, especially with those free uploads make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
I work for a skin creator who does 15 tones per release, and each tone has at least 20 layers in it. So, do the math. The thing that tempts me is the groups.
Did you do it? Well, I mean, is that, I don't know if that's rude to ask.
Is that rude to ask? No. Asking how old I am would be rude.
I know that, though. It's really old, guys. See, and I'm like the opposite. But I don't upload a ton of things. And I don't really need the extra group space. My groups are they're full, but I'm not constantly having to join new groups and drop others. I'm not juggling like that.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because I
saw do a little bit.
Yeah. It was interesting because I saw it too on New World Notes that he had done a survey. Mm-hmm. So it was basically just like, are you interested? Are you going to upgrade? And almost 61% of people said, nah, they're not interested in it. 24.6% said, yeah, they're going to upgrade. So I'm going to assume that is a lot of the creators. So, and there's about 15% that's like undecided. There was like other and maybe. It's interesting.
Based on the creators that are on my Facebook that were saying that they've done it already, I think that the target market definitely bought into it.
That was new. And then also we caught wind of this new community page, LGBTQ plus community page that was launched by Linden. It says on the page that the intent is to feature interviews from members of the LGBTQ plus community, images of pride in world submitted by the community. And if you are interested in submitting, go to the Second Life official Flickr group. That's where they're chosen from. As well as destinations and videos of places you could explore and meet like-minded residents.
I saw that the video of the teaser for Sarah Pride was on there, and all credit to you for that. I know I was away for Sarah Pride, but it was huge. I know how much work you did on that. So do you want to tell the audience how much was raised for Sarah Pride?
Yeah, so we ended up raising about $5,900 US dollars, which was
It's amazing.
yeah. Rainbow Railroad is not currently set up as the right kind of organization with Linden to get the fees waived. They are. I've connected them to Linden, and I believe they're trying for next year to get all the criteria met to get all the fees waived. But this year I had to go through a different route to make the donation direct to Rainbow Railroad. So we did encounter Second Life and Tilia fees. So the total donation ended up being $5687.96, about $5,700 US. But the great thing is, because we donated in June, Rainbow Railroad actually had endowments that doubled all donations received between June 1st and June 30th. And
It's amazing.
Yes. So our final donation ended up being like 11,300 because of the double. So our donation, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Our donation was 5,700, but our impact was like 11,300, 11,400 in there.
Which is incredible. To a charity like Rainbow Railroad, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, and it's a very small charity. Like, it's a small team. So there's not a lot of admin costs. So it's not like when you give to some of these huge organizations, they have to cover their expenses. Mm-hmm. So a lot of what you give ends up going back into the cost of just running the organization.
So guys, if you want to see more information on SeraPride, the SeraPride page is still up on the Seraphim website, and you can see all the details of the donations, what was received, the income. We're very transparent about the accounting. You can see it all there.
Check it out. And also, we have a very special celebration. This is kind of fun. So, True Lady is one of our newest team members, and it is her Res Day, actually today, right? Well, this will be in the past.
The day that we're recording.
Yeah. So the 11th, that's today. So
yes.
Happy Res Day to True Lady, and welcome to the team. She's a trainee currently. So she's very, very new to the team, and we're really happy to have her.
Happy Res Day.
Happy Res Day.
Right, so we are moving on to one of the new elements which we mentioned earlier, which is our interview. So as Dale said, we are going to be asking people that have an impact on the community, mostly around the economy, shopping, fashion, etc. And to kick off these series of interviews, we were really excited and delighted to interview OMGWTF Barbecue, known as Barb, thankfully, who is the brains behind 50 Linden Friday, the 50 event, and the Nectarine Clothing Brand. So here's how that went.
Thank you for joining us, Barb.
Thanks for having me.
If you guys don't know, Barb is the genius behind 50 Linden Friday. This year, or last year, I think, you started with the 50, and your brand Nectarine that's been around since, how long has that been going now?
It'll be almost a year. A year in like September.
So she has joined us today to answer a few questions, play a little game, and we'll get to know her a little bit. So let me kick it off by asking Barb, 50 Linden Friday has been on the grid for a really long time, and it remains a fan favorite among the weekend sales especially. How did you even come up with the concept for FLF?
It's a really long time ago. Yeah, we're celebrating 13 years in August. But honestly, it was a little bit of like a selfish pursuit. In 2009, I had a store called This Is a Fawn. I had friends that were creators as well, and I kind of was sort of brainstorming ways that we could all maximize our sales. I kind of had noticed that each of our stores had a slightly different customer base. And, so I thought, like, is there a way to sort of co-op this and, like, share customers? So I thought, if we come up with this kind of weekly sale concept, and then we each send it out to our customer groups, that way, like, say the store Thimbles is going to learn about my store, and the store Schadenfreude is going to learn about Thimbles, and, so kind of cross-pollination in a way. So it's really born out of a little bit of selfishness, to sort of promote my own store and my friends' stores, and then it just kind of snowballed.
It's been so steady for so many years. It's really kind of I think the event that kind of just kicked off this whole concept of like, low price, deep discount, in-store, hop around the grid kind of sale.
I mean, I thank you for saying that. I think, the cool part about it for me has always been that customers will also kind of discover other things in your store. It's one thing to have an event in a separate location, but it's always cool to have customers coming back to your main location and maybe picking up things that they hadn't seen the first time around.
Yeah. I know I always end up spending a lot more than I intend when I do any of those hop around sales.
The 50 is obviously newer to the grid. It seems wildly popular. What is your secret to success with the 50?
I think that I have been really fortunate to be able to build relationships with a lot of creators over the past, I've been in Second Life 16 years, and that whole time I've been, kind of working directly with creators, either on 50 Linden Fridays or I've done a couple charity events, and, so I've really worked on trying to build those relationships, and in doing so, I think I've been able to get people to kind of trust in whatever my vision might be, and so like I think the success of the 50 is really the creators. Like they all have brought their A game, and every round I'm just so impressed with what people make, and not to mention the build that Sir Doge created is just so beautiful that I think that really helps, to kind of, it's just a really polished brand experience too. So I think that definitely adds to the allure. Discovering new stores, like that's one of the joys in Second Life for me, is coming across a new store and just being like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, who is this person? I need them in my event.
And it's really fun to come and know that, like you said, like the creators we know and love bring their A game, and there's a possibility for encountering something new that you're like, you get that same rush off of,
For sure. And with the 50, I've tried to make sure that there's like a rotating group of guest designers that might be people that you haven't heard of yet or haven't shopped their store. So
you mentioned that you've done a few charity projects. Obviously, we were talking about FLF and the 50. Now you have, a brand too that you're working on and is really got some really cute stuff. What did you learn that you didn't expect?
I don't know. I mean, I think like I mentioned, the relationship side of things has been much more important than maybe I initially realized. Like just being able to keep up with designers and kind of build personal relationships with them. And, there's a lot of like chit-chatting and that kind of thing that, I don't know, that might be silly, but also can be very fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, getting to know people, that's, I think, a big part of the reason why we all stay engaged. I never would have met you or Cass or, that you create these friendships and from opportunities that your life otherwise probably wouldn't have led you toward.
And I think, some of the creators, they, live in places that I've never been to, and they teach me things all the time. They're just constantly surprising and delighting me with their creativity and their personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Have there been any skills or traits or experiences that you've learned through Second Life that you've been able to take into real life?
Particularly with Nectarine, I've been sort of learning mesh and content creation, and that has definitely come up in my real life work. I work in fashion design, and particularly like the 3D modeling aspect has been something that my employers have been like, oh, you know how to do that? That's like a bonus. So that's been really cool. If I were to go back to doing more like real life art stuff, I think my time spending on curation and stuff in Second Life would be a skill that I could, it's something that I've really developed in Second Life.
So they've been transferable skills both ways.
For sure, yeah.
And what do you think Second Life will look like in 5 years' time?
Well, first of all, I hope it's still here.
Yes.
Same.
Not to be a bummer, but, Second Life is one of those things that I'm always really aware that it could go away at any moment. Try and enjoy it as much as I can when I can. But man, 5 years from now, I mean, I know Linden Lab is working on some cool updates, in terms of like a mesh body and things like that. So I hope it becomes a little more user-friendly. If it were up to me, I would hope that it's a little more intuitive and user-friendly from the start.
The learning curve is just so steep right at the start.
Yeah.
And you still learn things. So, I don't think you ever get to the point where you know know everything. I only found out a little, like literally about a year ago, the Res Plat thing, that you could just type Res Plat in local and it was Res a platform.
I only learned that right now.
Yep. I was today years old when I learned that one.
Also, I just learned like yesterday that there's a prim link limit. Like you can only link 256 prims together. Who knew?
I did not know that. So this is the quick fire this or that round. Crunchy or smooth?
Oh, smooth all the way.
I hope it means peanut butter.
I don't trust crunchy people.
Gummy worms or gummy bears?
Bears? Question mark?
Taco Bell or McDonald's?
I gotta go McDonald's because that Sprite, man.
That Sprite just hits different.
It does.
Okay, spring or fall?
Fall.
Jello wrestling or pudding wrestling?
Jello wrestling.
Theme park or water park?
Theme park for sure.
Fame or fortune?
Fortune.
Patch or Phillip?
I gotta go OG. It's Phillip for me.
Well, thank you. That was fun.
Yeah, it's really good fun.
Oh, man. I also have issues with crunchy people, so I understand.
Okay, well, I'll just leave now because I'm a crunchy.
See?
I mean, when you spread it, it just tears up the bread, man. I don't get it.
If I wanted nuts, I'd eat nuts. I
I
want
don't have
peanut
peanut
butter.
butter. We don't have peanut butter sandwiches. We have peanut butter on toast.
Do you ever combine it with jelly?
No, because we don't have jelly. We have jam.
Oh, well, you can use jam too.
Yeah,
I prefer jam,
No,
actually.
it's not. PBJ's not a thing over here at all. No one.
But
has
you've
peanut
tried it.
butter. I tried it in America.
How did you feel?
Did you
Well, I've
have a
never had
cold
it
glass of
since.
milk
Let's
with
put
it?
it that way.
What'd you say?
I said I've never had it since, so let's put it that way.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. This was fun.
Of course.
Thank you. I think people are going to be really excited to see a little insight into things. That was fun, and thank you to Barb. And we're going to have hopefully loads more.
So we are back with our opinions section. We have a lot of fun sharing our favorite finds with you, and hopefully introducing you guys to some stuff maybe you hadn't noticed, because I know that there is a barrage of information that we get, especially over the weekend. Let us start off with our normal disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this segment are those of Seraphim team members individually and do not necessarily reflect the position or official policies of SeraphimSL.com. Any content provided during the editorial section of this podcast is not intended to malign anyone or anything.
Right. Okay. So we're starting this week. The member of our team that's chosen an item is the absolutely indispensable Jules. Jules is the general manager of Seraphim, which basically means anything that we can't decide where it falls into, we give it to Jules because she manages generally. She looks after quality, administration, statistics, data, figures, advertising. She's got a huge remit and she does it with aplomb.
What the hell's that mean? A plum?
Aplomb. A-P-L-O-M-B.
What is that, a
Aplomb.
word? A-P...
Of course it's a word.
A-P-L-O-M-B. Self-confidence or okay, let me translate from British to English. This means she does it with confidence and self-assurance, especially when in a demanding situation.
Yeah, with poise.
Oh, okay. What is happening?
I can't help it if you're American and your vocabulary is limited.
Wow. I say you invented it, we perfected it.
Okay, right. So anyway, back to Jules. Jules has chosen...
We
the
even
Rama
interrupted her segment.
We've got to keep that in.
I know. Oh, God.
Guys, the standing joke there is that on Monday evenings we have the managers meeting with the three managers, me and Dale, and every time it gets to Jules' turn to do her update for the week, me and Dale will interrupt with something, go off a tangent, and then 20 minutes later be like, okay, whose go was it? Oh, it was Jules.
Yeah. It's really bad.
Anywho, Jules has chosen the Rama Millie hair, which is available at Equal 10, which opened yesterday. There are 3 colour packs available: natural, colourful, chromatic. 355 lindens per pack. It includes 2 scarf types, silk and flower, in 15 colours. There's also a separate style HUD for 155 lindens, which includes 4 styles. The exclusive pack is, which I guess is the fat pack, is 955 lindens, includes all 3 colour packs, style HUD and the scarf pattern, and exclusive scarf patterns. Jules said she chose this one because she loved the summer look that it gives with the scarf and all the choice of colours and options that it had with that to mix and match with summer outfits. She's got all the different styles, hair tones. You really wouldn't run out of choices. You can even tint the hair in the settings, and it gives you 5 slots to save, whatever you tinted it to. What more can a girl want, she says. It's really pretty hair. I think I'm going to have to go and demo it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it is pretty. I picked hair this week, too.
You did. It's hairy week.
It's wow.
Did you see the picture of me in the hairy swimsuit on Facebook?
No.
Oh, yeah. I'll let you look that joy up.
Okay. I picked the doe Alluri hair. Alluri hair at Equal Tech. What I really like about it is I like to wear like a wavy kind of beachy style. And a lot of times those beachy styles are voluminous, like they are big. This is cute and beachy and wavy, and it's pretty thin. It's not like a giant head of hair. The price pack, and he redid his pack. So you get the basic pack and the deluxe pack are sold separately, or you could buy the blogger pack, which includes everything, and it's a little bit cheaper. And those range from $175 to $525. For $525.
Is this the one? Does this come in a wet version?
I think so.
Or did I imagine that?
No, there I believe is a wet version.
Yeah, it does. I just had a look. So I really like that. Mm-hmm. That's good. My pick of the week is from Anthem. I loved the theme Anthem this round. This sort of Wild West country type theme that was going on. I loved it. I really loved it. And I'm doing a picture with some friends tomorrow based on some items we picked up from it. But my favorite item and is from Amity, and it's the Santa Fe backdrop and poses. I love Amity poses. Her poses are always spot on. Then they like accommodate a curvier shape as well, which is great. The couple shots never need like huge amounts of editing. The pose, they usually, fit pretty well right from the start. So I really, she's one of my go-to pose stores for backdrops and couples poses anyway. This Santa Fe backdrop is 10 by 10, beautifully done. It's so on point in terms of the theme. That's 249 linden. And then there is a pack of 7 bento poses with mirrors, also 249 linden. What I really like about them is, A, they're beautifully styled poses, but she really thinks about how people are going to use them. So the poses come as individual poses, or they come in an AO. So if you want to go somewhere and take a photo, you can wear them as a pose HUD rather, and pose yourself like that. And also they come in a pose stand. She also includes the hat, and the poses obviously line up to the hat perfectly as well. It was a really good set and well worth it.
Awesome.
Right, so Del.
Yes.
Unprecedented giveaways. You made a big point of that in the teaser. So tell us what we're giving away this week.
So this week we are giving away 5 separate shopping sprees, all for 2,000 linden. All you need to do to enter this contest is to put your username below in the comments of the YouTube. Put your username, not your display name, and which event you want to go blow your 2,000 linden shopping spree at.
We'll choose the winners next Friday and announce them in the description of next week's SeraCast. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, and that's it for this week. So
we're really happy to be back. We hope you're happy that we're back.
Yeah, for real. We're excited. So,
and don't forget to stay around for the outtakes.
Yes, stick around for the outtakes at the end. Don't forget to follow us. We're on Facebook. We're on Flickr. We're on Twitter. We're on everything. Join
All
our...
the links are in the description. And like and subscribe, and really important, hit that bell so you get notified every time we upload new content.
Yep. All right, guys.
We'll see you next week, everyone.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Good job.
We just go with that.
Yeah, that was really good, dude. Maybe I should sing to her.
No. She was a trainee. Del Santa, and then she said, "This is not the place for me. I'm out." Bye, Felicia.
Bye. Bye.
She's general manager. Is that her official title?
General manager.
She's general manager.
Yeah.
Right? Well, you're going to be trying French later at the end, right? So maybe you could practice that a little bit more.
Frenchy French.
Oh, dear Frenchy French.